Now let's understand approach to ML. Okay, so instance based and model based learning are two approaches in machine learning that differ in how they generalize from training data to prediction on new unseen data. So let's understand one by one, and then we will be understanding how to choose between them. Okay, so instance based learning, also known as lazy learning, involve memorizing the training example and then using them to make prediction on new data. So the idea is that similar example will have similar outcome. When a new example is presented, the algorithm compares it to the training examples to find the closest match and then use the label of that match to make a prediction. A popular instance based learning algorithm is k nearest neighbor, or KNN, where k is the number of nearest neighbor to consider. Now other approach is model based learning, so also known as eager learning. So it involves building a model from the training data that can be used to make prediction on new data. The model captures the pattern in the training data and generalizes them to make prediction on new data. Okay, so the model based learning algorithm are trained using optimization technique that try to minimize the error between the predicted and actual outcome on the training data. Example of model based learning algorithm include linear regression, decision tree, and neural networks. So the choice between instance based and model based learning depend on characteristics of data and the problem at hand. So instance based learning is often preferred when the data is noisy or there is no clear pattern to be learned, as it can be more flexible in adapting new examples. Model based learning, on the other hand, is often preferred when the data has a clear pattern that can captured by model, and it can be more efficient in making prediction on new data. Now if you ask me how we will be identifying whether I should be using model based or instance based, so the choice between instance based and the model based learning depend on several factors, like I told you, including characteristics of data and the problem at hand. So instance based learning is often preferred when the data is noisy. Okay, first of all, and instance based learning can be more flexible, as it simply memorize the training example and uses them to make prediction on new data. Okay, so the problem involves like similarity or distance metric. So instance based learning is often used in the problem that require the computation of similarity on or distance metric between examples, as it naturally lend itself to such computation. Also when the problem is not well defined. So in some cases the problem may not be well defined and there may be no clear pattern in the data. In such cases, instance based learning can be more flexible in adapting new examples, eventually unsupervised learning. Okay, um, then when to use model based learning. So when the data pattern is clear, when the problem involves feature selection and dimensionality reduction, when the problem also involves optimization. Okay, so 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 when the data is clear, I mean the machine learning algorithm are designed to capture such thing, the pattern in the data, and generalize them to make prediction on the new data. If the data has a clear pattern that can be captured by the model, then the model based learning will be more efficient in making prediction on new data. Model based learning also can be used to select relevant feature and reduce the dimensionality of the data, which can be useful in problem where the number of feature is large or data is high dimensional. Then also model based learning can be used. Also model based learning algorithm are often trained using optimization technique that try to minimize the error between the prediction and the actual outcome of the training data. If the problem involves optimization, then model based learning may be more efficient in finding a solution. Okay, so hope you guys understand when to use which, and in practice the choice between instance based and model based learning often depend on experimentation and domain knowledge. It may be useful to try both approaches and see which one perform better or on the specific problem at hand. And just to note one point here, that whenever we go for a particular problem, we don't use just one algorithm, we use multiple algorithm and see which making more sense when doing optimization and cross validation. So yeah, that's all. In the next tutorial we will be starting algorithm part, where we will be going through each of the algorithm mathematically and coding. Okay, thank you.